anymore.
Calm down,
No,
Slim.
I'm not gonna do this anymore. To me. You cannot do this to me anymore.
Get some rest tonight. Go! Go! Now drop that arm, reach up, grab my hand. There.
Slim is a kind, hard-working waitress in a Los Angeles diner, accustomed to the hustle of city life and the occasional flirtation from customers. One day, a seemingly gallant man named Mitch Hiller steps in to protect her from a rude patron who tries to hit on her as part of a cruel bet. Mitch's confidence, wealth, and charm impress Slim, and what seems like a chance encounter soon evolves into a whirlwind romance. They marry, buy a beautiful house in the suburbs, and have a daughter named Gracie, building a life that seems picture-perfect from the outside. Fast forward 6 years, the facade begins to crumble. Slim discovers that Mitch has been cheating on her with multiple women. When confronted, he shows no remorse. Instead, his demeanor shifts to cold cruelty, revealing a controlling and abusive side. He declares that he is the provider and can do whatever he pleases, even daring her to try and stop him. Mitch warns Slim not to challenge him and ominously insists he won't live without her. The emotional manipulation quickly escalates into physical violence. Seeking support, Slim turns to Mitch's mother, hoping for compassion. But instead, she finds quiet denial and victim blaming. Mitch's mother implies that Slim may have provoked her son's behavior and reveals that he has a history of abusive tendencies, something Slim had never known. Feeling trapped and gaslit, Slim turns to her loyal best friend Ginny, who urges her to leave immediately and go to the police. However, the authorities offer no real help, claiming their hands are tied unless Slim presents visible, ongoing threats. Mitch, aware of Slim's moves through surveillance and manipulation, begins taunting her, making it clear that he's watching always one step ahead. With her fear mounting and no legal protection, Slim resolves to take Gracie and disappear. She enlists Ginny and other friends to help her escape late one night. But Mitch intercepts the plan, violently assaulting Slim in front of her friends and threatening them at gunpoint. The confrontation wakes Gracie, forcing Mitch to temporarily retreat, unwilling to fully expose his monstrous behavior in front of his daughter. Slim and Gracie flee into the night. Mitch responds by freezing all of Slim's financial accounts, leaving her penniless and unable to rent even a motel room. She and Gracie go into hiding at a cheap roadside inn, but Mitch tracks them down and attempts to break in. Slim narrowly escapes, moving again this time to Seattle, where she seeks refuge with her ex-boyfriend Joe, a gentle, trustworthy man who once loved her and now agrees to help her and Gracie despite the danger. The situation worsens when two men pretending to be FBI agents show up at Joe's apartment. They're actually Mitch's men, sent to intimidate and threaten anyone aiding Slim. Joe's apartment is vandalized, and he is assaulted. Desperate and with nowhere else to turn, Slim travels across the country to confront her estranged father, Jupiter, a wealthy but aloof man she's never met. Slim had written to him as a child, letters he claims he never received. Initially skeptical and dismissive, Jupiter accuses her of trying to scam him for money. But when his own business is threatened by Mitch's associates, he realizes the danger is real and that Slim truly is his daughter. Feeling guilt and responsibility, he wires her a large sum of money and promises to help if she ever needs more. Using the money, Slim sets up a new life under a false identity in Michigan, enrolling Gracie in a new school. Joe visits them, rekindling some of their connection. But Mitch, still fueled by obsession and rage, uses his corrupt police contact Robbie, the same man who had staged the heroic diner encounter years ago, to track Slim down. It becomes clear that the entire meet-cute had been orchestrated as part of a sick scheme Mitch and Robbie had used to lure vulnerable women. Mitch confronts Slim again, attacking her in front of Gracie when she continues to defy him. She escapes after a tense struggle and a dangerous car chase, narrowly avoiding Robbie's pursuit. Backed into a corner, Slim consults a lawyer who delivers a grim reality legally. There's little recourse, and a custody hearing might be a trap set by Mitch to lure her back under his control. With the system failing her at every turn, Slim realizes that she will never truly be free unless she takes justice into her own hands. She leaves Gracie in a safe location and moves to San Francisco under yet another identity. There, she trains in Krav Maga, learning how to defend herself both mentally and physically. She enlists the help of a lookalike woman to act as a decoy and prepares for one final confrontation. Slim infiltrates Mitch's luxury home, disabling the phones, hiding his firearms, and planting fake documents to make it appear she has come to talk about custody. When Mitch arrives home, Slim emerges from the shadows.
Woman, Mitch.
A brutal, emotionally charged fight erupts between them, both physically and psychologically grueling. Slim uses her training and newfound strength to fight Mitch on even ground. After a vicious struggle through staircases and across furniture, she finally gains the upper hand. In a desperate last move, she kicks Mitch over the railing, sending him crashing to the floor below. He dies from the fall. When the authorities arrive, they determine that it was self-defense, and Slim is cleared of wrongdoing. In the final scenes, Slim and Gracie reunite safe at last. They go to live with Joe in Seattle, where a new chapter begins. The film closes on a hopeful note. Slim, once a victim silenced by fear and systemic failure, now empowered, resilient, and free, having fought back not only for herself, but for her daughter's future. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel.